Hey, good afternoon. Just wanted to do a quick video. I've had a couple of people that I've been checking in with on market updates, and one of them definitely I thought was pretty interesting just to show them, what is going on with the COVID bubble. And so I'm gonna share my screen so you can see what is going on. Normally, when we do a what's called a comparable market analysis. It's the same thing that an appraiser will look at once you have a home under contract. Or if you just have an agent that's looking at the comparables for the market to let that you're in a good situation, in terms of buying the home for what the value is. But nonetheless, too, this is probably a good example too, just so that way you could see that probably before the new year, if your motivation was to buy a home, that really would have been the time to make the move versus than what it is now. So I'm going to show you my screen here just so that we can take a look at it. Let me go here. So what I have is the MLS search here. This is our database and what we do to go look at properties. So this lady, her name is Debbie. She called me, asking about the home that just sold behind her home, just trying to check in and see how things are going. So I'm going to look at the actives. I'm going to look at what's been in the last 6 months under contract, what's sold last 6 months. Okay. Single family homes. Don't want to compare a single family home to a condo or a townhome. Also put in no new construction, but did an area search here based on her area for where she's at. So right now we're getting 88 matches right now. And this particular property happens to be in the Port Richey area, but it gives you all the information within half a mile. If there was no comparables here in a really down market, something that's not a lot of turnover, then they may have to go out a mile out, to try and find a comparable. Or if it's a very unique home, again, they may have to go further out. But in this case, we don't have to do that. So what I was looking at on here is trying to see, what activity has happened before the New Year's. After the New Year, I just wanted to show you something. So all these that I highlighted, these are all, even though this just closed here on February 19th, this listing was listed right at the very end of the new year, right there. December 31st is when this home was listed, right here. It was actually listed before that, but they changed, looks like they changed brokerages with whoever they were working with. But nonetheless, this listing came on at that point. I go back here to the data, and all these, even though these closed this year, these are all listings that carried over from last year. So 12/28, 12/19, 12/11. So again, all these that I've selected, so there's 63 total that I've selected out of those. And again, these are all ones that were listed, under contract, or sold before 12/31. But what I found interesting is that when I go and do just a quick, I call it a dirty CMA, I look at this, and this is, again, all the list here. It shows all the solds, the actives, and then if there's any pendings in there, which there isn't, everything's sold, or if it's active. There's still two that are active right here. 101 days on the market, 91 days. And likelihood, these are either just not very visually appealing homes, poorly marketed, or just overpriced. Something's going on with those. Or there's just the condition of the house is really bad shape. But in the quick stats, what I noticed on here, and it's not the end all be all, but it's still interesting to see. It says minimum here, average, or not necessarily average, but the minimum here was 79.3% of whatever the asking price is what they got for. This one right here, the max was up to 112%. Average is about 98% here. And then the medium at right 99%, right? So if this is a $100,000 home, if they're selling the home, they're getting about 98% of what the asking price is. Here, 99% and so forth, 112. So they're going to get over the asking price. Then I go back to the list, and I look at this. So there's these two that are not marked off. Let's mark those because these are listings that were listed after the new year. Another one here in January 4th. Okay. Next one here. These are all listed before the new year, so we'll take those off. And these were listed before the new year, so we'll take those off because we want to just look at the ones that just came on the market after January 1st, 2021. Let's go here. All these but that one. Okay, so we got a total of 25 listings right here. These are all under contract here. January 31st, 2021. We took that one off because it was back from September last year. February 9th. So we got all the listings that were after the new year. Go back to the quick CMA. Let's go down to the summary. The minimum here is at 100%. Over here was 79. The max, and likely this one here is just that one listing you can see right here. So that's where that one's at. This one here at 102%. Let's see if I see that one here. In likelihood, it's from, okay, so it's this one right here, 102%. But what I thought was unique is that we're probably going to see if I go back to this a month later, like in the future. So right now it's March 1st. If I go back and look at this on April 1st, I'm pretty sure we're going to see these numbers here jump up above the 100% mark. Right now, there's only 2 that closed right here, but we got a bunch that are pending. We got 21 pending listings. This is the days on the market, how long they sat on the market. A couple of them, some stragglers there over 30 days, but not many. There's one here that's active right now. This one here, 13 days, not that long, but I'd be curious to see what happens here in about a month from now, just to see how these numbers are going to vary compared to this. So now what we're going to see is that people are paying over the asking price. So if people are looking for a deal, it's probably going to be very difficult. You're going to probably have a very frustrating experience in the buying process. You definitely want to have a game plan in place. I think where I would see some opportunity would be something like these right here, these 2 that have been sitting on the market. But you have to be either open to the point where, maybe you want to do a remodel, or it could be something else entirely. I don't know what these 2 properties might be, but I think that would be where the opportunity is. If we go look at this one, let's see, Enterprise. We'll go back to that one here. Let me see here, because those are both, all these are active. So let's look at just the active listings. Yeah, not gonna be very much. So we got the one that was just listed this year. Won't even look at that one. Let's look at these other 3. But I think this is where the opportunity would be at. This one here, back on the market last week. Here we go, no FHA offers. So they probably took an FHA offer and it blew up in their face. The value was kicked back. They're probably trying to push the market on that one, or the appraiser, they just didn't give the comparables to demonstrate that the value is there for the property. Fully renovated. Yeah, so this one here, they should have just gone cash conventional, not FHA. FHA appraisal will stay on there for 6 months. So they will not be able to market this property to an FHA buyer, even if they're willing to pay for it. They would have to pay over the asking price, which they probably don't want to go through that heartache. Again, this one here, this could have been done a lot better. It's too much clutter. Same thing in here. Very outdated, messy. This is why that listing's still there and has not sold. It's a very good example of a home that has not sold. Let's look at this one here. And again, that would be an opportunity, if you can see beyond all that, to see the potential in that house, but not at that asking price. Let's look at this one here. Shoddy photos. This one here. There's opportunity, but seller would have to be motivated in terms of price to make it happen. They may not be motivated enough to do that. Been on the market that long. So I think that's where the opportunity would be at. You just got to sit tight, wait patient if you're looking for a deal. If you're not looking for a deal, you know, in these properties here, the other one that I had sent out a comparable market analysis was on the condo. That one, we had listed it, didn't sell. This was back in 2019, was canceled. After that, decided not to sell it. Was listed at 89,000. Looked at from the time he took it off all the way up to the time of December 31st, 2020. You know, increase in price and value was probably about 95 around there. So not a huge, from 89 to 95, not a big difference. Then after the new year, because there's a lot of sales after the new year in his particular condominium, from the new year going to now, March 1st, the values were about 110. So that particular property increased a lot, especially with the sales on that one. A lot of them were cash transactions, closed very quickly, very small time frames on the inspection period to make it, you know, close, make it acceptable for the seller that would accept their offer. So those are important things to factor in when you're making those offers. But if you're looking for a deal, this is where I would say this would be your opportunity. You got to sit back tight, you know, submit some offer, take a look at the property, submit some offers, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, and you know, might just work in your favor, but you got to be patient. And again, have a strategy in place too to make it happen. So if you got any questions, feel free to send me a direct message. Be more than happy just to have that conversation with you guys. I can even jump on a Zoom call if you got some time. It'd be really cool just to, you know, share some information with you guys. But I appreciate it. Again, feel free to reach out, send me a direct message. Stay safe.